Welcome to Sage Sisters. We are sisters, besties, moms, and co-founders having a fun catch-up on parenting and life. Hey, I'm Ann.
And I'm Kate. Hi, Ann.
How's it going?
Great. Having a good day. Excited to pod today. It feels like a fun little break from work.
I know. We usually don't pod on a Wednesday, and it's Wednesday today that we're recording this, so it is breaking up my week in a good way.
Awesome. All right. Well, why don't you tease your topic this week, and then we'll get into the highs and lows.
Yeah, good idea. My topic is something that we've kind of touched on in other podcasts, but not taken to the next level, which is how to motivate your kids in a positive way or just get them to believe in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at this age, especially like elementary school going into middle school, you hear so much about how kids start to lose confidence going into middle school. And that's really the turning point. I don't know if they're having more drama at school with kids or kids are saying meaner things. So how do you motivate them? How do you keep them positive? How do you get them to believe in yourself, but also kind of push them to do things and try new things? So that's the topic
I love
for
it.
today.
I feel like this is actually perfect timing on my end because I'm kind of trying to find that sweet spot of like, how hard do I push on certain things, like going to practice or going outside or things that, you know, what's my push level? So I think that'll be a fun, juicy topic. Good one.
Well, and I know you are queen of do less.
Yes.
But also there is this, when kids do have a lot of interest, how do you kind of pick the right ones or give them we were joking about smorgasbord last podcast. How do we give them a smorgasbord of things to do at this age?
Yeah.
To keep them interested, but also, I don't know, like not be pigeonholed into something for life.
But also build their strengths.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I think there's a lot of meat on that bone.
Lots of meat, baby. Lots of meat. All right. I'm getting hungry already. Let's go to the highs. What's your high?
My high this week was so cute. So Phil was out of town this past weekend for a golf trip that he takes every year. And it's great because he goes and has fun and that's kind of his getaway. And I had the kids all weekend. And I was trying to think of things to do because it was rainy here, per the usual. Not talking about weather again, but like just go, what do you do? So we went to see the new Lilo and Stitch movie.
Okay.
And it was so cute. First of all, we've talked about it, theaters, you know, recliner chairs, popcorn candy. I kind of let them do their thing. But the whole point of this is to say the movie was good. It was a live action. It was like, you know, enjoyable. But it was kind of like sad at times.
Mm-hmm.
And Lily, who's 3, I didn't know if she would make it through the whole movie. She was paying attention. And there was a moment where we didn't know if Stitch was going to make it or not.
Okay.
She bawled her eyes out, Kate. Like it was so endearing and sweet, but she could not control herself. She was so loud. She was like whimpering.
Oh,
and I kept being like, you know, Stitch is okay. And she was so worried about him.
Oh, that's
and
cute.
It kind of broke my heart. Like, ooh, should I have shown her this at this age? But also like, just, I don't know. She's just starting to understand things. And she was so emotional about it. And then the other
Disney
two were trying to comfort her.
Soul crushing.
Oh my gosh, I know. It's like,
if you get a parent alive through a movie, it's like a real anomaly. I mean,
Lilo and Stitch don't even talk about the parents; they're just dead. You know, like they've just died, and you know the sister is there to raise her. It was just, it gave me all the feels though, because the other two were trying to like comfort her.
Was she able to sit in the recliner? Okay.
She sat on my lap. So we were in the recliner together. She sat on my lap the whole time. Cute. It was really cute. But I just couldn't. And it kind of reminded me when I was younger, growing up, the parents always had this story that at the end of Little Mermaid, I was sobbing because she left her dad and dad like loved that part. It was the same vibes.
I have such a core memory of you as a kid setting up pillows and doing the hair flip and like perching up. And like that was really a core memory of your childhood, I feel.
I mean, I was the Little Mermaid in my mind. Yeah, I would do the scene where she flips her hair back with the water splashing everywhere. I loved it.
That's so funny.
I do have one more high, though, which is not kid related.
Okay,
which I'm going to throw out there very fast. Phil got free tickets to the AC/DC concert here in Nashville.
Like the 80s band?
The 80s band.
Fun.
And I was kind of like, oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, let's go. They were front row seats. I have never been front row. So one, we were legit.
Was this
Two,
downtown Nashville?
downtown Nashville at Nissan Stadium.
Oh,
They
you guys are
sold
so
out
cool.
Nissan. So cool. But I'm telling you, it was so fun. They were old as shit. I didn't realize even how old they were. Like
How
the
old we talking?
lead singer was 77. I looked it up.
Holy moly, that's older than I thought.
The lead guitarist is 70. And then I think two or three of the members have passed. So like they weren't even there. Like, but like
I
they
shouldn't
were
laugh at that. I
so,
just meant like the age of
yeah.
it all shook me.
No, but they were so good. And maybe because
Were
you're
they?
so close, like we were so close.
Did they have high energy and like moving
Oh
around
my
the
gosh, Kate, the highest of energy. You were rooting for them. Like, did I think that they were going to croak halfway through? Yeah, occasionally. And we were so close we could see like the side stage,
Good
and you
for
could see the
them.
lead singer go over and like put his hands on his knees and almost like huff and puff and then come back out. They crushed it.
Oh my goodness.
It was
That's
so good.
badass. I hope to goodness we're 77 and still crushing.
I agree. And they've lived a hard life as rock stars. They were
Maybe they still
just
are. That's how they had a little extra energy. We'll see.
whatever works, but they were crushing it. And then the opener was Taylor Momsen remember her from Gossip Girl?
It sounds so familiar. I'm sure if I saw a picture.
She was Jenny from Gossip Girl, like the little sister,
Oh, the blonde?
the blonde.
Oh yeah.
She's now in a band, or she has her own band called The Pretty Reckless, which
Okay.
they are, I mean, obviously they're opening for AC/DC across this worldwide tour. Huge for them.
Are they rock or what's the style?
She went goth. I didn't recognize
Goth.
her.
Mm.
And like some of her songs were really great, but there were a couple that like I don't consider myself conservative. I've never felt more conservative. It was like, you know, I wanted to kill myself. We're all going to hell. And it was just like everyone was like had their horns up, and I was like, ooh.
little dark.
Little dark. Jenny went dark.
Now hold on, just you and Phil, like date night style?
Yeah, we went on another date. We're crushing it.
Man, I'm so proud of you.
We tried to invite people, but nobody would come with us. But that's
in some ways that's
here nor there.
Even more fun. What a memory.
Yeah, exactly.
Front row AC/DC did, and I love a last minute.
Mm-hmm. Last minute, fun,
leaving space in your life for the last minute yeses.
Random for us. It was just so fun.
Cool.
Anyways, that was a long high. I apologize, but I had a couple that was
totally. Those are both big.
Yeah. What's your high this week?
Well, we had Memorial Day Monday. This will come out a week later, so bear with me here. But I hosted a party here on Saturday afternoon for some friends. We ended up having 7 families.
That's a lot.
Which was just right. Like for the vibes. It wasn't so many that it was packed and stressful and hosty vibes. And it was all people that I was like felt pretty chill about. But I needed the kick in the pants to like get my house and get my pool open for summer. Like I needed that final little do it. Where I was cleaning up the back, outdoor furniture, getting the pool ready for prime time. So anyways, I felt good that we kind of made the effort. Everyone just did potluck. They brought amazing food. I made my Hugos, which I mentioned on here.
I have to tell you, we have been crushing the other one because we've been doing the non-alc version with the
olive
balsamic and crushing them over here. And the Hugo is also good. We just have done it less. But like your drink recommendations for summer have set us up for summer. I'll be drinking those all summer. Yeah.
Now I have one little addendum to the Hugo recipe, which is one of my friends from Australia is like, oh yeah, well we drink this all the time, but we use gin. I was like, oh, hello. So it also has Prosecco still, but they just add gin also. And so it was good. We tried it and it definitely kicked the party up another notch. I'll tell you that.
Here's the thing with gin is most, bartenders, mixologists love gin. It's way more enjoyable in a drink than vodka in their mind because it's got like flavor and different things. I have had too many. It's like my younger years of bad experiences with drinking. I have had bad experiences with gin. I can't do it still.
I will say I barely tasted it in this drink with so many other flavors like mint, Prosecco, like it was a light touch in my mind, or I was 3 in and I can't remember, but I thought it was really fun, fun, well executed Memorial Day party. Chris was grilling.
And you weren't stressed hosting? Like
No.
7 families is a lot. Love
I
that.
played tennis that morning, wasn't unbothered. Unbothered.
Mhm.
Was my house perfectly clean? No. But,
Yeah.
you know, it was
All
fun.
right. Here, put your hand up here. Rub off on me. I want to be chill.
Okay. Did it
Okay.
work?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Well, on the parenting front, I did something very smart, which
Okay.
is on, we just decided to do it Wednesday or Thursday. It wasn't like, and
Yeah.
maybe that's also part of it. It was like kind of
Mhm.
last minute. But
Mhm.
I talked to my kids and I go, I don't know. I was thinking about doing a pool party, but it seems like a lot of work. If we're going to do it, I'm really going to need you guys to help me out.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think? Should we do it? Should we not do it? And of course, the kids were like, yeah, pool party.
Yeah.
So then I gave them each like 5 things to do, which, Grace is getting to the point where it's actually quite helpful.
Yeah. With a little
Calvin less so. He was in charge of cleaning the floors. I was like, do better.
yeah.
But
That's all
he
right
filled
though.
up
Just
the
giving them
yeah.
getting them involved. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I delegated 5 things to Chris too, which was, clean the grill, make sure that's ready, get the
How
pool
did
ready.
he do with his list? Cal or Grace level?
He got 3 out of 5.
Okay. All right.
You
So
know?
not quite Grace
No.
helpfulness, but not Calvin.
But well executed of the 3.
Okay.
You know.
I have to say, Lily, my youngest, is actually dynamite. She loves to do the mop with the
Yeah.
spray.
Uh-huh.
She cleans my floors more often than I would like to admit. I've said this before, but like she's good. I mean, she's doing it just like I would.
Well, Grace, I've taught her how to like fluff the pillows and get the couch looking just the way I want and
Mhm.
fold the blankets. And it's like
Yeah.
she can get that room looking
Yeah.
tight. And that's what I'm talking about. So
It's the girls. Lola by far is my
Totally.
biggest help. She's
got the
detail
eye for it
oriented.
too. Like even in her room, I like watch her and I'm like,
Yeah.
So anyways, well executed, low stress,
Okay.
super fun Memorial
Mhm.
Day party. I was really pleased.
Good for you.
What's your low?
Well, less chill. The parents were driving back from Florida and they were doing a drive-by of Nashville. So they called me 20 minutes out and were like, hey, we feel weird going through Nashville and not seeing you guys. So we stopped and we were kind of over like out running errands anyways. So we went over
And
to
Phil's
Shake Shack.
gone. You and 3
Phil's
kids
gone.
solo.
This is me with the 3 kids again.
Okay.
And I was like, it's cute. Like we haven't eaten lunch yet. Let's meet for like a late lunch, early dinner. So we met at Shake Shack. In theory, this was the cutest moment.
Yeah.
Like grandparents were so excited to see them. Kids were excited to see the grandparents. My kids, I don't know what happened. They turned into lunatics, all of them.
What had you done else that day?
A lot. So this was also Lilo and Stitch movie day. Then we went to swim at the gym.
Oh, and
I know. So maybe it was just too much. But I was like, oh, we're hungry. We were gonna like get something to
and it
go
could have
back.
worked out. It could have worked out. This is the crap.
Could have worked out. And maybe in retrospect, we should have just said, hey, come to our house for like 30 minutes to an hour and see us. But we didn't. Anyways, parents regretted it. They couldn't have drove away faster. Like, and mom, when mom's giving you like a hug saying, it's okay. It's not as bad as you think. It was awful.
Yeah,
Like,
it's tough.
each kid
Love her
had their own
support,
issues.
but-
Yeah. Like Lily was just lapping, like the table, not listening, not sitting. Ace was just being a total jerk to everyone. Lola had to be almost in the bathroom the whole time. So I barely got to talk to the parents because we had to do so many restroom breaks.
I would have loved to be a fly on the wall of that car after they peeled out of there.
You know what I went to?
What?
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Oh, disappointed. That was bad then.
Anyways, too much with the kids it can turn on you.
It'll get you. Pack those days. You think it's going to be cute. No screen time. Super mom. You'll pay a price. Oh, you'll pay a price.
Yeah. Grandpa could not have wanted to stop less. He was like, this was kind of a good idea. I was like, I know.
Did he say that?
Okay, yeah, pretty much. He's like, mom is sugarcoating it. Dad's not. He's like, okay.
You can read his face when he's over it.
He's
funny.
like, get your kids under control.
I feel like I have, unfortunately, that too. It's like I have a hard time hiding the face of the
100% you do. We always joke about it. It's like I can't call you and not know exactly what you're thinking about what's happening over here. Anyways, what's your low?
Okay, this is a little bit sage parency, but maybe a couple weeks ago, Cal has been doing more play dates since I've been, we pulled him from his aftercare and we're trying to figure out how to spend from 11:30 onwards. I can't wait till kindergarten's over. And so I've been doing play dates, which help fill the days and like usually are easy. So he
Yeah.
was over at some buddies, and the 6.5-year-old boy crew is like super into Minecraft. And I sort of saw this coming because like we had gone to Target and the only t-shirts he wanted to buy were Minecraft. And at the
Mm.
time, he had never played it. He didn't know anything about it, but he still wanted the shirt. So it's
He just
like,
heard people talking about it.
yeah, he knew it was
Mhm.
cool. So I was like,
Mhm.
okay. And then I let him get like 2 Minecraft shirts. And then he goes to the play dates, and these moms are great parents, like totally trust them. And they have a culture at the end of the play date for a normal, reasonable amount of time. They let the boys play Minecraft, and they have like a Nintendo Switch, which
Okay.
again, we also have been like successful at just not doing video games, like just trying to
Mhm.
look the other way, which
Mhm.
listen, if you have older kids, I get it. If you're a gaming family, cool. I don't think all games are bad, but we haven't done it yet. And
Yeah.
I kind of like that we hadn't done it. But
Right.
anyways, Cal, my sweet, tender Cal, comes home and says, Mom, I was so embarrassed. I didn't know how to play. I didn't know, like, he's like,
Yeah.
can I please get a Nintendo Switch? Can I please play Minecraft? Like, I was mortified, basically.
Mhm.
And he's so sweet. And he looks at me with these big eyes, and I'm like, ooh, like, and I told Chris, what do you think? And like Chris and I kind of did some research, and really Minecraft has 2 modes, like creator mode, survivor mode. And
Mhm.
creator mode, you basically just build houses.
And you can't talk to anyone.
No.
Yeah.
And in the other mode, survivor mode, you fight zombies and stuff that
Oh
come.
my, I didn't know that was a part of Minecraft.
Yeah.
Okay.
You build during the day and then you fight at night, is sort of how it normally goes.
Okay.
But creator mode, no fighting. So
Mhm.
I told him, okay, 30 minutes a day on your iPad. I'm not buying a Nintendo Switch. We'll download Minecraft and you can play only in creator mode so that you
Okay.
learn at least like kind of how it goes. Right. And
Mhm.
if you're at someone else's house and they're playing even in survivor mode, it's fine. But, not here.
Okay.
Um, but what has happened in the last couple weeks since I allowed this has been very eye opening, which
Mhm.
is like true addiction. Like watching, it's like when the time is up, he loses his mind,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
No, I need more time. I need more time. Like
Mhm.
it's
That's why pushing
totally
these things
different
off is so
than
important.
I
It
know, but like
Yeah.
it's totally different than any other thing that we've dealt with over here on screen time so
Yeah.
far. We're
Right.
usually with him, I have to give him a warning. He's not good at the last second I say, okay, it's up.
Right.
But if I say, hey, couple more minutes, are you close to a good stopping point? Can we kind of transition off of that soon? Really, we haven't had too many issues.
Mhm.
Um, but this, DEF CON,
What are you doing about it?
I don't know, honestly. It's a low right now. Maybe it's a topic for another day, or maybe we'll solicit more people. Like, I don't know if the answer is just go back to no video games. But like, I am worried about this going into the summer.
Yeah.
And like,
You
I
got
do feel strongly about like, it's got to have a boundary because this kid, I think,
Yeah.
would play this.
Well,
I start to like understand, I'm like, okay, Cal would play this from dawn till dusk or
okay.
beyond if I would let him.
Oh,
The
really?
way, like, just you can tell the
Mhm.
energy around it is just next
Well,
level.
he's always been a builder,
He's
which
all,
is
this is
not a bad it's a
exactly,
good thing. But he's not 100% an outside kid, you've said that.
I
So I
know.
see where this is a slippery slope. You gotta set a boundary. I
And
like
he's so
not
proud to show me
preaching.
what he builds too. Like he'll come and say,
Yeah,
hey, look at this house. And it's like, it's a cool house. I'm like, damn, how did
yeah,
you do that? Like, that looks
yeah.
awesome.
Not which is all good stuff. It's just I know with my kids, the second they start feeling addicted to anything, you gotta pull it away from them for a while and reset. Like,
Yeah.
and set a boundary. Like,
Like
it's
go
just
cold turkey down.
that's what we have to do over here because it's like when we come back from a trip and we've let them do more iPad time than we normally do, it
Yeah.
is a wean off. Like it is like like they're like addicted and they think
Mm-hmm.
that they get that in normal time, even though we never have. And it's like
Yeah.
we have to cut it cold turkey and then like let them have it in small doses over time with a boundary, whatever that is to you. But
Right.
like I don't know how else to handle it. Like
Well, and
it's
then yesterday I
yeah.
pulled it, I held my boundary. I pulled it. I said, I'm sorry, but we had an agreement. It was 30
Mhm.
minutes. Time's up. I want you to do something else, like go build something, go play in the playroom, like,
Yeah. Mhm.
and he just couldn't bounce back. I think it was also just, I don't know, the equivalent of a Monday after a great weekend, but it
Yeah.
was like he couldn't think of anything else he wanted to do. He was upset for hours. It was like, woof. It was brutes.
Not to harp on this, we'll move on. But we have talked about this checklist I made for the summer, which is controversial. Some people don't love it, but we made a
Why?
little. Well, I think so. My checklist is things you have to do before you can even ask me for the iPad. And
Okay.
it's usually like you get 30 minutes of iPad for that day. That's the limit we've set. So it's still a low amount of screen time, but the kids still really, right now, really want that iPad.
The only controversy I saw for lists, at least on my Instagram or TikTok, was when they were like, you only have to do 20 minutes of outside time in a summer day. And it was like, that doesn't feel like enough, is it?
Well, I think the difference is
But you probably have tons of outdoor time because you're
tons of
limiting
outdoor
the
time.
screen time. It's not like unlimited screen time once you do 20 minutes of A, B,
Yeah.
and C.
Well, and it's like it's actually really helping my morning routine. I should have been doing this long ago.
Hmm.
It's like, don't even talk to me about screens until you have made your bed, ate breakfast, gotten dressed, brushed your teeth, 20 minutes of reading. We did do an outside time when weather permits,
Yeah,
but my kids are outside all the time. I'm not saying you
that's
only
not your
need
issue.
20, 30 minutes outside. I'm just saying don't talk to me unless you've at least had a minimum of 20 minutes outside before you can even earn it. And then like Lily's is like potty, go to the potty, it's real cute because she wanted to
Yeah,
be a part of it too. But the whole point is my morning routine is clean. I don't wake up to people asking me for screens.
yeah.
We do our morning routine, then they're ready because they're into it. And then at some point during that day, I can
I
give
think
them
it's
30 minutes of
genius. I'm
iPad
going to
time.
copy this. You sent me a picture of it, but you laminated it and then they have little dry erase markers that they check it off. I'm going to copy
Yes.
that.
Yes. And it's so easy. They're enjoying doing it and they, clean it off every day. And then the next day is set.
Now, are you
Oh,
actually like
and I say
timing them
do
and enforcing
something.
this 20 minutes of reading and stuff?
Well,
Or,
we are because I think they both need reading. Lola has really great reader. Ace is a good reader, but
yeah.
he needs to do 20 minutes of read. He would rather be outside. He's my like,
He's your
I would
outside
rather be
kid.
outside all day, every day. And
Mm-hmm.
we have to drag him in to read, which I appreciate, but also he needs to read. So we are enforcing it because it's so important for him.
Okay.
And,
I was trying to
Lola,
figure out this summer, like, if I should do timed worksheet time, timed
here's the thing is don't make
piano
it too
time.
complicated. The only thing we have timed is 20 minutes of reading because that was kind of his
That's the
homework
one
this
thing.
year. That's
And
the
then maybe
one
it's
thing.
practice a little piano and let that be what it is.
I think that's right. Just because you don't want to,
What else?
you
I don't
can,
want to have to sit there and clock it all day and like
right,
enforce it like a military.
right. And you can set a time for them if that's better for that child. Like if it helps them know that like 20
Yeah.
minutes is like good. But like, it's less is more. But I also said do something kind for someone. And that has been really cute, but
Oh,
also making leverage because like it'll be like, have you done something kind? And it's like, I need you to do, and they'll do something for me if I need it.
great. Love it. I'm going to add that on mine too.
Yeah. Anyways,
Cute.
but I think that you could do something like that for
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft too, to like give it a little bit, but set that boundary of timing so there's a cutoff point and make whatever requirements it is before he can even ask you for it.
Yeah. I was also just trying to think about like in the summer, will I give him 45 or an hour on it? That's
Mhm.
the one thing he'd rather do that than watch other stuff or do anything else on there. Like he'll use the max time only for that.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's sort of like an hour of Minecraft versus, whatever show you were going to watch. Like, do I care that much between them? I think no. So I think in the summer, I'm going to move to 1 hour of screen time for, only the things I've approved, of course, but like
Yeah.
he'll use the full hour there. Maybe
Yeah.
that will also just give him enough time,
Mhm.
or it
Yeah.
could make it really, really terrible. And we'll find out.
Yeah. As parenting goes, trial and error.
Trial
Go
and error,
find
baby.
out, report back.
Okay.
All
Let's get
right.
into the topic,
Let's
perhaps.
do it. So, again, to reiterate, it's just how to motivate your kids in a positive way or get them to believe in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest with you, my kids are all different, as everyone's kids are. And
Yeah.
so it's different things for each kid. And I'm not over here to say I have the recipe for it. I just thought it would be fun to kind of talk about ways that like you've heard your friends doing so that way I can use it for my kids and vice versa
I
to
love it.
kind of give tips.
Okay, let's share some thoughts on this. One thing I'm curious about is like how have you and Phil decided to like push or not push when kids don't want to go to practice, when they aren't in the mood to do X, Y, or Z? Like on the motivation side, where are you guys at? What's your sweet spot?
This is a tricky one because our thing is we want our kid to do at least one activity per season, the older ones,
Like a
because
physical sport, you
a
mean? Or
physical sport.
okay.
Honestly, it can be piano as well. Like I'm not saying that's not important too, but for me, I need at least one of my children to have a physical activity just to be, because they're not the outside kid that like would just go, they're
Mm-hmm.
turning a little bit, but like I need to have something physical to make sure we're getting the exercise, the physical activity, the like teamwork, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So like honestly, when it's a team thing, there you have to go unless they're sick or ill. Like for us, it's you have to go to practice unless there's like a big conflict. Like,
And have
and
you
we've
guys had
established
issues
that.
there, or yours pretty much fallen in line?
It's just a little more painful. Like Lola has gone like soccer, for instance. Like she signed up for soccer this coming fall because she
Mm-hmm.
says she wants to try it again. But last year, every practice I went to, she was like just complaining in the car, crying in the car. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. You know, and so it was just painful for me. Um,
Would she have
but
done that with everything, or just she didn't like soccer?
she started to do it with everything.
Yeah,
This is the
that's.
problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I was giving her a little bit of like an out, like, oh, maybe she really just doesn't like it. And then it started with gymnastics. And like, so with the classes type things, like gymnastics was just a class. After a couple months, it did get repetitive. So we allowed her to kind of stop that, but she had to
Yeah.
pick up something else. Like, so I just want her to do something
Right.
every time.
Yeah.
But
I
like, if
totally
it's a
get that.
team sport, they have to go to practice unless there's like an illness. That is our requirement.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, again, every kid's different. I got one kid that's no issue, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, if at the beginning of the season I ask, how excited are you about softball, you know? And if the answer is like, yeah, I could do it, who's playing? I'm like, nope, we're out. Like, I need to see real interest here because I know
Yeah.
what's coming later. If you kind of lean into something you're not super excited about,
Mm-hmm.
is I don't feel like it. Like, do we have to go? And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that.
So what's your
So,
line if that does happen though? With like, let's talk about Grace.
yeah.
Like,
So she kind of wanted to do softball and kind of wanted to do girls' flag football, but I
mm-hmm.
didn't sense enthusiasm at 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Um, and she was like, yeah, maybe. And I was like, now hold on. Are you really excited about this? Because I'm not going to motivate you. You know, you got to want to
Mm-hmm.
go. And I kind of sensed some dragging feet. I go, we can always do it next year if you come back in. Let's take this one off. Right.
Yeah.
So that worked well. And again, she has enough other interests. No big deal.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's harder when there's just nothing there.
Well, that's the thing. What do you do if there's nothing, like no other interest? Like, do you push them to continue to do something
I'm on
and just
team
keep
do.
trying new things?
Yeah, I think it's just, well, okay, maybe this isn't it. What else kind of gets you excited? Is it theater? Is it
Mm-hmm.
piano? Is it like, where are some natural gravitation?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely lean into that, in my opinion, because I don't want to fight you on going to practice.
Yeah.
And the reality is, like, at this age, you know, mine are almost 9, almost 7. It's like, I kind of don't care what it is. I
Yeah.
just don't want to be fighting it. And I want it to be kind of like a joyful
That's
experience. So, like, I'm not
that.
fighting you.
That's exactly how we are. We're not pushing a particular sport or
It
particular
would be
activity.
anything. Yeah.
It's anything. And it's
Uh-huh.
like, I just want you to find what it brings you joy. And you're not finding that on your own. You're not like coming to me saying, I want to do this. So
Right.
we're trying new things each time to like push them into different things and just explore. And I will say, I've really, even though I'm a competitive person, I'm really trying to take this, just have fun. I could care less
Yeah.
if you guys win games. I could care less if you guys are, like if you are really good or
Mm-hmm.
not. Like as long as you try. We just try to push this try
Yeah.
and have
Focus
fun.
on the effort.
Yeah, focus on the effort part of it more than like the outcome. And
Yeah.
even with Ace, who's super competitive and cares about wins and losses himself, not us, like he's so driven by just success because he loves
Mm-hmm.
all sports. But just all we've tried to do, and Phil took a real pivot this past baseball, which I thought was a huge positive, which is like he's been coaching him and he was like, I don't want to push him. I don't want to make this let's talk about how you improve all the time. I
Yeah.
just want to say if you tried hard, that's all it mattered. let's have fun. And I
I
do think
love that.
it changed a lot. Yeah.
The like tips on the way home from the game is like such a nightmare. It's
Yeah.
like if you're going to give tips, do it at a different time that's not right after a performance.
100%. Yeah.
It's
Don't
a
even
little
talk
bit
about it.
easier to say
Just,
than done sometimes, but my
yeah.
daughter loves it though. She's funny. Again, she's kind of like Ace where she wants to get better.
Mm-hmm.
And I was showing her back one of her swim videos, and in it I'm yelling like, "Put your head back, Grace, you got it."
Yeah.
And later she goes, "Well, I couldn't hear you. Why didn't you tell me that before? I could have shaved 2 seconds off."
Yeah.
And so it's like she wants it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you got to read the room, but like
Yeah.
unsolicited feedback that they don't
Totally.
want, zip it. Nobody cares. Do it later.
Well, no, also like, so it's a big thing around here too to have like lessons like around, like if you're like hitting batting
Yeah,
practice or something with a coach or a basketball coach like on off
yeah.
season. That's big around here, and I'm kind of against it unless your kid is asking for it, which I do have
Or if
one
your
kid
kid
that
doesn't
asked
listen
for
to
it.
you.
Good point. Great point.
So like
Yeah.
sometimes hearing it the same thing from somebody else just hits
Yeah.
different, and it's
Yeah.
kind of helps you.
Yeah.
If
Well,
they're
and
into it, if they're into it. See, I have another kid though, Cal, who, you know, I think he's got bigger anxiety issues that we're navigating. So pressure, he hates failure. He hates feeling like he's bad at something. He doesn't even
mm-hmm.
want to try something till he knows that he's going to be good at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all I want for this kid is to have a growth mindset, right?
Yeah.
All I want is for him to like try and fail and move on quickly, but like
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't come natural to him. So it's like I kind of have my work cut out for me with him, not on performance, but just on it's okay to fail. And
Yeah.
I really say this all the time, but like I think the number one thing I got from playing so many sports my whole life was like I'm so good at failing.
Yeah.
I'm so good at taking rejections. I'm so
Mm-hmm.
good at taking criticism. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it just deflects off me. It's like,
It might be a personality thing though too, because I'm conditioned from my sales experience too.
yeah,
But I still, and like I don't not try something because I'm gonna fail it.
yeah,
But I still like to be good at stuff. Like I'd be lying if I said like rejection doesn't hurt. Like I sit with it for a while still.
yeah. You
Like I
get a little
stew.
little sensitive
I
stewing,
really do. I really do.
which I appreciate the self awareness there and like,
Yeah.
but it's like I got this kid that like won't try.
Yeah, that's hard.
And I do think I just think he has days where he's more anxious, like maybe physically, and
Hmm.
then any pressure just doesn't it can set it off. So it's like I
Yeah.
am dancing a little bit around him, but one thing that's worked for us is he gets one ticket a week to opt out of a practice or a game. So it's like a
Okay.
little bit of agency I think works well with him.
I
And
think it's,
that's how I'm
yeah.
navigating the sweet spot, but like I'll try to hold the line after one.
Now, I'm playing devil's advocate here because I actually do think this is a great call. And knowing like any child who is anxious or having anxiety about something, that's not what, that's not what you want. And
Right.
that
It's like I don't
is
give
not
Grace
what
a
I
free
am
pass
dealing
every
with.
week.
Right. That is not what I'm dealing with. But
Yeah.
yeah, do you think that now because he has a pass, he's going to use it even if he doesn't need it? Or do you think this is really helping him? And it's probably just like a scale, right? Like right now it's working, see in a couple months, but like I
He
like that for
hasn't
him.
Yeah. He has had weeks where he didn't use it.
Okay, good.
He also has had a couple weeks where he's begged for an extra pass.
Yeah.
And I've tried to like hold the line. We have a deal. This is our deal,
Yeah.
And I got him there reluctantly on the second,
Yeah.
trying to hold that boundary.
Yeah.
But truthfully, if I felt like he was having a really off day, I've learned with him, it like pushing doesn't work. And like, even right now in swim, he is so terrified about swim meets because, he just
Mhm.
hates to be in the spotlight. He doesn't want attention. Swim meets is an individual sport. Like that's his
Yeah.
hell on earth, really.
Yeah. Right.
And I just told him, we don't have to do meets. Like
Yeah.
what I care about is that you learn how to swim. What amazing skill. And like,
Mhm.
I keep being like, doesn't it feel so good to feel strong and capable in your body and like
Love that.
know that you could swim? Like,
Yeah.
isn't that amazing? And like, that works more with him. And like, I also just continue to compliment how much better he's getting.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
hey, remember that thing you weren't that good at?
Yeah.
And then, wow, like you made it progress,
Mhm.
right? So I really try for him not to have it be about like you were the fastest kid or you swam fast, like
Yeah.
not have it be about anybody else for
I think
him.
that's right. The older you get though, the more you're going to get other like coaches outside of yourself. I know you
Yeah.
coach some things and not other things, same here. But the thing we had to work on with Ace is how to handle different coaching styles that we have no
Mm,
control over. And
totally.
as you get older, those get very intense.
I
Those
know. Yeah.
already,
Well, especially if you're on the
you nine,
competitive
right? I mean, we're
psychos.
talking coaches who yell. We're talking coaches who are super negative. You do a positive, they don't see that. They only see the negative. And like, we're trying to counter that at home. And it's like all we can control is us at home. We can't
Yeah.
control what that coaching style is. And so I'm trying to figure out and toe the line on making sure he's okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that his personality is handling it because you got to figure out how to handle it. It's a good skill for life to figure out how to handle everything, right?
Yeah.
Not just in sports. But I am a little bit more like Lola coming up into that. She's a little bit more fragile in that way. So I'm trying to figure out, maybe she's just not as, we won't be as on more competitive teams. But we'll
Also,
see.
like
But
she's
like,
still so young. Like I think back to Grace at 6 and I remember thinking, I told Chris, I don't, she's naturally decent, but like I don't sense any real fight. I don't see the
mm-hmm,
competitiveness. Like I said, I kind
yeah,
of joked. I said, I thought for sure we would have these like crazy athletic kids, but like,
yeah,
you get what you get. And like, I didn't see it. And I just
yeah,
told him, like, we'll keep doing it as long as it's,
yeah. It's age,
good
it
for
turns.
development and like good for teamwork. But like, I
Mm-hmm,
just honestly don't see it. And then at 7.5, I started to like see some things change. So
yeah.
like, I do believe kids really develop at different
Mm-hmm.
moments.
That's
And
so
like,
fair.
I think Lola, like, to me, this is just like, they'll do it when they're goddamn good and ready.
I mean, that's 100% her personality. I think I'm
Totally.
just getting ready for the next step, but I agree. Who knows what her thing will be? But I
Yeah.
will say she has already started to turn to just want to be outside. She's like really wanting roller skates and biking,
I
and
love that.
she's. I don't care if it's that. It doesn't even need to be at this age a full
Grace
on
wants a
team
hoverboard. Would
sport.
you allow that or no?
I feel no. We have kids with hoverboards around here. We have kids with like mopeds around here, and
I
I'm
know.
like, it's a no for me, dog.
Because you're worried about an arm break, or you just think it's
Yeah, Lola had a bike accident that could have gone really, really seriously wrong. It was
Mhm.
like just a bike. I can't imagine a hoverboard or
I was thinking no, she put it on her birthday list. I just saw it and I was like, edit.
yeah. I
iPhone was also on there. That got nixed.
yeah, I
I
spit on
go,
that
who do
one.
you think you're talking to? Get the
Yeah.
hell out of
You're like,
here.
"Do you know what we're creating here
Yeah,
with Sage
you're
Haven?" I love
dreaming.
that.
You're dreaming.
I love
Made me
that.
laugh though.
Yeah.
There's also a quote that like comes up for me when, and again, love me women's basketball quote, but
Yeah.
Pat Summitt, the like famous women's basketball coach from Tennessee, had this clip that like is just like in here about this, which is like, I think her son got cut from a team
Yeah.
and like her first instinct was to like get mad. She's like, "You're gonna cut my son from a basketball team?" And then she like went to him and said, like, "Well, what do you think? Did you do enough to make the team?" And like her son was like, "Ugh, I could have done more."
Oh, really?
And then
Yeah.
her son goes, I think he's like more in middle school. He's like, "Mom, will you help me? Will you help me?" Or I think she said, "Well, now you know what you got to do then."
Yeah.
And he said, "Will you help me?" And she said, "I will help you, but I'm not going to start your engine."
I
And
like that a
so
lot.
like
Pat
thinking
Summit
about
crushing it.
totally. But it's like, yeah, your kid, like you can't make them good. If
Yeah.
they want it, if
Mhm.
it's intrinsically motivated for them.
Mhm.
And again, I do think you can set them up. Like I think tasting success in the first couple years of doing something and
Yeah.
pumping them up and like letting them know, oh wow, you have real
Mhm.
potential. Oh wow, like, I think that can motivate.
Yeah.
But I love to, like, I say this all the time to Grace, like, if you don't go outside and practice basketball without me sometimes, I'll go with you sometimes, but like
Yeah.
if you don't do it sometimes
Totally.
without me,
You're
you
not
can
gonna be
be
good.
good, but you're not gonna be super good. Like
Yeah.
just if, in anything, like you
Mhm.
gotta want it yourself. You gotta go out there and do the extra stuff. Like that's what it looks like to be great at something.
Totally.
And if
Well,
you
and I
don't want to
think
be
it's
great, it's
our
totally fine. Like I
yeah.
will love you the same. And like, that doesn't mean you can't even
Yeah.
be good enough to play in high school. But like if you really want to do it, you gotta do it.
I just think as parents, it's our job to kind of help guide them to find their strengths. I've talked about this before, but that really
Million
helped
percent.
me as a kid growing up behind two sisters who were very successful. It's just like, you definitely were a success at basketball, and Sarah was just so smart, like
Mm-hmm.
like off the charts. And like the parents were like, this isn't your thing. This is, helping guide me to what my thing was. And I just think that I try to take that with our kids too, which is like, it doesn't matter what it is, but we're going to try a bunch of stuff. We're going to throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Is
Yeah.
it singing? Is it theater? Is it a sport? Is it, anything? Track, running? Like, it doesn't matter
Speaking of
what it
singing,
is.
though, the
Oh
video
my
of
gosh.
Lola on the front porch singing to your neighborhood slayed me.
Is that, oh my gosh.
I was dead. I love her so much. I was like, oh my gosh.
To put a image in your head, my daughter got a karaoke machine, and so she is she probably will be. I want to put her in like singing lessons. She wants to
Yeah.
write her own song. She's just a little too young for
I think
that
she's a
part.
little actress in the making.
Maybe. And like it's just so cute. But she asked me if she could put on makeup. She
Mm-hmm.
put a dress on. She got all dressed. She put her little high heels on, and
I
she
saw
stood on
that.
our front porch and she sang to no one. I mean, it was like our neighborhood. And there was a couple like people that would walk by, and like,
Wave.
our neighbor Joe was mowing the lawn and he would come over and be like, good job, Lola. But she sang this song from Ace's play,
Oh
and it
my
was the
goodness.
sweetest song. And she was so serious.
Yeah.
And she stayed out there for an hour and a half singing and performing. And she came over
Oh,
and we
so
we
cute.
kind of met out front as neighbors later on
Yeah.
that day for Memorial Day. And she said, Mom, are we gonna have people over so I can perform? Like she goes, I might be a little shy, but I'm gonna do it. It was just like,
Yeah, you're a little shy, all
anyways,
right.
I was
No,
dying.
I think you're absolutely right though. And I do think our parents did such a good job of highlighting strengths and not
Mm-hmm.
worrying too much about weaknesses. Like
Totally.
even kind of being like, hey, we don't need to harp on this. You're amazing at other stuff.
Right.
You
That's
know?
right. Yeah.
Like I'll help you to get to some baseline level for academic
Yeah.
success or whatever. But it's like, I don't know. I think they had really good perspective on that. And I
Yeah.
do think I see some parents like harp on weaknesses.
I know a lot.
Oh, so and so's not good at XYZ. So
Yeah.
like we're gonna work on it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, mm,
Well, I guess, even me saying like, Lola is less like it has interest in Ace. Like, I don't mean that as a negative. I'm truly trying to figure out what motivates her, and I didn't have to motivate Ace.
mm-hmm.
So, like, I kind of think about that. Like, I do need to watch out and say, like, don't put her in a box that's like, oh, she's not my athlete. She's, she
Yeah.
definitely could be.
Yeah, definitely don't label her yet.
No, it's like not labeling. It's just she's not motivated.
Yeah.
And it's across the board with many different things. And so just trying to figure out what motivates. But I agree, positivity across the board. And like, even like I'm coaching Aces basketball summer league and I'm having a blast with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to teach them things to get their like just skill sets up a little bit more. It's about fundamentals, but I'm trying to actually take them a little bit more to like understanding what an offense is.
Yeah.
And it's not going well. And I kind of just like took a step back. That was like, you know what, maybe that's not going to work this season. Maybe we just need to like work on fun, because like the boring drills of fundamentals is like not landing, and this is supposed to be a fun league. So like let's move past it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I agree. One thing I also like, what did I hear this on? It was basically like some study of professional athletes, and it was like, how can you tell the ones who are going to be, I don't know, outstanding performers or whatever. And they drilled it down to the positive self-talk. So like
Okay.
when a mistake was made,
Mm-hmm.
their first thought was not, oh, God damn it. Like, oh, I should have done that. Or, like blame or anything negative. Their first thought was positive.
Okay.
So I've been trying to do this for myself, like in tennis. Like I'll screw up something easy.
Mm-hmm.
My instinct is to yell the F word.
Yeah.
But
What
what
are you
I'm
doing
trying
now?
to do is the key word here. Is just some sort of positive self-talk, which was like, oh, you had a good setup. You didn't
Yeah.
get it put away, but like, oh, you had them just where you wanted them.
Yeah.
Or
How's your
some,
partner feel? Is your partner also
well, this is mostly
using that same
singles.
sentiment? Yeah.
Or just like if it's going really poorly, just being like, how lucky am I to be outside on a pretty day?
Good. Yeah.
Just
Love that.
anything positive, anything
Mhm.
positive. Cause I actually like really do believe in like the sports psychology of it all. And it's like for
Well,
kids too, it's like that positive self-talk. How can you get them not being critical,
yeah.
after a goof up, after a legit goof up?
And that's so important. And like just being able to move is important. Like, what luxury we have to just be able to use our bodies. I know that sounds so cliche, but like after our Uncle John's accident where he was paralyzed, like we've seen it in our life with people who've had accidents, and
Mm-hmm.
I just feel so blessed to be able to move. Like, and it can be as simple as that. And like keeping that perspective at all times is super important. Did I on Monday want to die doing Murph? And like I used to be good at doing Murph. Yeah, that
The
happened. That workout,
CrossFit workout.
the CrossFit workout, it's like tradition to do it on Memorial Day. So we do it
Oh
every
yeah.
time. And like, the run part, it's like run a mile, do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, run a
You could
mile.
do 100 pull-ups. I couldn't do
No,
one.
I used to be able to, so I had to modify everything. And so
Okay.
it's like that's where I'm talking my like a little down on myself. I'm talking, 9, 10 years ago, I was crushing that workout. This is a long
Oh
time
yeah.
ago, like it didn't look the same,
Yeah.
like it didn't look the same. It didn't feel the same, but
Not to, because I'm about positive self-talk here, but you were able to finish. I mean, I'm impressed.
I was able to finish, but we modified, like I did different things. And a lot of times you'll break it up into 5, 10, 15, 20 rounds versus doing all 100, all 200, all 300.
Oh my God.
But whatever, I did it and I completed the whole thing. So I was proud of myself, but there was a lot of like, you know, oof,
Mm-hmm.
this used to be different.
Yeah. I just,
Anyways.
I, I know it's hard not to get down on yourself when you used to be better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel that in my bones. Like even with tennis, it's like I used to be such a good athlete, and there are times where I'm just like, that was crazy unathletic.
Yeah.
This is so
Right.
painful. This is so painful to do something new in
Yeah.
your 40s.
Yeah.
But I keep just being like, how cool to learn, like
Right.
trying to reframe it.
Or an injury for no reason, just getting out of bed. Love those.
I know. And then I try to find someone older and like more crippled, and I'm like, okay, it's looking
Yeah.
better than that person.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. All right. Love it. Let's end on positive talk, trying to find strengths for your kids and keeping everything just light. I like that.
Yeah, no pressure.
No pressure. Okay. Let's move to the end matter, as we
Well,
like
hold
to
on.
say.
Let's do, oh yeah, tech tip this time. I
Yeah.
finally remembered it. Um, Maybe because I am struggling with this a little, as I mentioned with Cal, and trying to figure out like our own boundary and like how to hold it. But I do think we have a great tech tip about screen time boundaries overall. So if
Mm-hmm.
you are on an Apple device, Apple has something called Apple Family Sharing. Google's version is called Google Family Link. But I mentioned this in a previous tech tip. You'll set your kid up with their own Apple ID or account. And then what you do is you just go into their name and you set an overall screen time limit for each day. And you can set it different between weekdays and weekends, which I really like. And you can also do downtime. So do down, like I do this in my home, but it's like there's no screen time after 7 o'clock unless it's on the
Yeah.
TV and we're watching family TV, but we're not doing any independent iPad time at
Right.
all
Mm-hmm.
after 7 p.m. And that's because I want to wind them down off of that. So we have plenty of time before bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
But use the downtime for nights. And I'll talk next time about like if you want to set it for specific apps, how that works, but like really use this tech to your advantage and like have it be an ally for you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Love
that's my
that.
quick tech tip of the week.
Well, and we'll link it in the episode here. But if you need to go find it somewhere else, you can follow us or subscribe to our YouTube at Sage Parents, where we have all of our how-to videos. So you can find it there as well.
Awesome.
It's
And
a good one.
just this one's easy, guys. I know it feels overwhelming, but this one is like 3 clicks.
Yeah.
Watch the video. You can follow along. Okay, cool. What's your obsession?
My obsession is maybe going to age me a little bit, but I bought a one-piece bathing suit
Okay.
from Cupshe, I guess that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tummy control, which makes me feel super old.
Can
It
you
literally
tell?
says that in the, you can't tell, I don't think.
I feel like it used to be called like Miracle Suit or something.
Yeah. Like it says it in the notes, which is like,
Okay.
oof, brutal. But anyways,
Does it
it's
work?
low plunging. It's super, it just fits great.
Does
But
it?
it like, to me, it looks really flattering. It fits great. It's not too conservative, but it's conservative enough. and there's no slips. Like I can move with the kids. I can do anything I want.
Okay.
And it's tight. It's like it fits well. And I haven't had a bathing suit that fit this well in a long time. So
Well, I
I'll
had
link
gone
it.
one
But
time. They're also very affordable, aren't they?
yeah, I mean, I got 2 bathing suits, 2 different styles. I'll link one, my favorite. But it was under $100 for 2 bathing suits.
Okay. I think I like clicked through an Instagram ad at one point and went, and the suit was like $25. And it
Yeah.
actually scared me. I'm like, that can't be good quality, can it? And I like
Yeah.
hesitated and didn't end up getting it, but it was so cute.
I'm
Maybe
telling
this
you.
is the recommendation I needed to go buy that thing.
Yeah, and this one is called, I got the plum color, which is really pretty, but it's Plum Plunging Tummy Control One Piece. So again, the name makes you just feel old AF, but it is,
Does it make you feel skinny when you're in it?
yes, I feel like it's very flattering and I can move in it and I feel good in it.
Great.
So
Very compelling.
yes.
Good one.
Yep. I'll link it.
Okay.
What you got for your obsession?
Well, I have been pitching my olive oils for my sparkling water flavored olive oil summer drink.
Mm-hmm.
And I have several olive oils.
I want to be clear. Olive oil, I think you said balsamic vinegar.
I did. Apologies. Thank you for the correction.
Okay.
Balsamic.
I've been doing it wrong. Okay.
No, balsamic. One is a white balsamic vinaigrette with lychee flavor. And then I have another one that's the same, but with a kiwi strawberry flavor.
Okay, great. I was also just thinking of the consistency. Like oil and water don't go well together anyways. You're trying to get oil to be put into your sparkling water.
Okay. The reason I called it olive oil is because it sits with my olive oil and then I have like my vinegars.
Okay.
Vinaigrettes.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
The area by my stove was getting cluttered. And I didn't like the way it looked now that I had added a few vinaigrettes to the countertop.
Yeah, hate things out. Go on.
I bought a really cute Lazy Susan from Sur La Table.
I think it's Sur La Table.
Sur La Table? That's what I was
I'm not going to go put my name to that one either, but Sur La Table ain't it. I know that.
It looks just like Sur La Table, but okay. Sur La Table, whatever it is.
Someone's going to write it and be like, Anne, you were wrong.
Totally. I have no idea what that place is called. I was nervous to say it. It's like a walnut Lazy Susan. And now I have all of my bottles and salts organized and I just spin it. And that area looks great. So I was able to move it to the other side. So I kind of have like utensils over here. Yeah. Oils and vinaigrettes and salts over here. It just looks nice.
Spin it. So it's like actually functional too.
Why is spinning something so fun? It's like, would it be that hard for me to reach half a circle around? I don't know, but spinning it just is joyful.
You have to spin it.
Lazy Susan.
This is reminding me, I'm going to have to like have Phil listen to this episode and like make sure he gets signed off because he always laughs at me for the things I buy in the kitchen. He was like, was this necessary? And it's like, yes, the salad spinner is necessary. We need it. Yes, the popcorn maker. Yes, this and that. But it's like, even these, like, I have like these glass jars now for things. He's like, why do we have so many glass jars? I'm like, because I need it. So like, I need this Lazy Susan.
You need it. Just spin that thing around. Find your vinaigrette.
Would it look the same with all his supplements? I feel like we have a lot of supplements I'm trying to hide. I don't think the Lazy Susan looks as cute when it's not pretty oils.
No, you got to decant that. Put that in a prettier container.
Oh, I haven't even thought about that. He's going to hate it, but I love it.
Just do it and let's like watch, like set up a secret camera of him finding that you decanted all of his supplements.
I can't wait. I'll take a little side video and post it on stories or something.
Yeah. We'll have to do it before he listens to this.
Yeah. Okay. I'm on a timer.
That would delight me.
That's good. Okay.
All right. Sweet. All right. Well, thank you guys for following along. Follow us if you're not already. Rate us 5 stars. Instagram at Sage Parents. We also have a brand new Instagram. Do you want to reveal it here?
Yeah, Sage Sisters Podcast. So we just started it. Don't have many followers. Go click follow, please. But we decided Sage Parents will still be a representation of everything we're doing, which is Sage Haven, our app, Sage Parents, and then Sage Sisters Podcast. But we've branched out to have Sage Haven for Kids as a Instagram handle as well as Sage Sisters Podcast. So there's a place for everything that's a little bit more independent. So
cool. So the Sage Parents on Instagram will be more tech tips, parent resources, how to build collective action, kind of parent support. And then podcast speaks for itself. And then Sage Haven will be all more on the tech side. So anyways, thanks for following along. Grateful for the growth. Share it with your group chat. Thanks a ton.
Lilas.
Lilas.